Because real free enterprise, access to capital, so that they can use capital and education to change their lives. What I discovered by going around the globe and working around the globe is that capitalism rarely works in a free way. But where there is injustice, those who have more capital or access to social power and control social power will limit or otherwise prevent the poor from getting access to free enterprise through corruption. Right? It's not because, well, they're not smart enough, they don't know how to build a business. Through corruption. They steal their land titles. They take away their right to actually demand a fair wage. There are lots of ways where there's not real free enterprise. Rather, what happens is that those who are with the gold change the rules. And you know this and I know this. So if we're really interested in free enterprise, we should be concerned about human rights. We should be concerned about social development. We should be concerned about access to all, to those means that allow for people to make a livelihood and actually create value, economic value, social value. Well, one way that many people commonly then in business schools and out in the social sector look to bring about change is they love the microenterprise program. And I think there's great possibility in small loans. And Kiva has revolutionized that in a certain way. So that giving people, Muhammad Yunus, who won the Nobel Prize for doing this, is creating the opportunity for people who never had access to capital now to have capital to build something. We also want to go beyond that, though, because part of my struggle, I worked in micro loans for many years in Latin America, for about 12 years, is that oftentimes people are in micro loan programs, they don't move beyond sustenance. It's better than not having sustenance, by the way, but then how do you then replicate an enterprise that creates more jobs and creates more economic capital in a community that can be recycled in that community? How do you create that kind of economic dynamic using business, using finance? So, building micro enterprise. This is where the world can be transformed. And I say this to business students. I say, you know what, you think, well, I'm not a social justice type. I'd like to be a part of something significant, but I don't do that kind of geeky advocacy stuff. Well, fine. Use the skill set you have, because we have projects where we need people who can teach cash flow management. That's what it means to be a revolutionary today. Go teach cash flow management to a group of poor people in Peru who want to start a bakery and just don't know how to build a business. Right? Management skills, how do you supervise, leadership skills, all kinds of, how do you expand a business? How do you scale it from one site and one customer to multiple? And what are the complications of growing a business and scaling it? So that's one level. That's one way of micro enterprise that we've experimented with. So I wanted to go beyond than simply creating entrepreneurship that deals with possibilities, but also wanted to address, well, what are the ways that, in essence, we create the possibilities of work, the possibilities of getting access to capital. So you're dealing at a different level. One level is saying, let me give you a hand. And the other level is, let me make sure that, every time I help you up, someone's not there to push you back down again. It's different types of help. They're both needed. But if someone keeps on falling on the ground, you keep picking them up, then you have to look after a while. Well, I could just stand here the rest of my life and help pick them up, but maybe I should figure out why they keep getting pushed down. So the second aspect of what we do with Not for Sale that uses business and economics is to try and help people so that they won't keep getting pushed down. And this is the aspect that we call free to work. And because KSU, Kennesaw State University, has been San Francisco really the home of not-for-sale, mostly because of what the Horners and their interns have been doing. It's such a great privilege and a gift to be able to launch Free2Work here today. This is the first time it's ever been public. We've been working on it for about a year. And so this is the first time it's live and functioning. And let me walk through that. What is Free2Work? Now, it's a very simple concept on one level. I mean, if I say, okay, who here is in favor of slavery? All right? None of you publicly admitted if you were, but, you know, and that's a statement in and of itself. No, yeah. So, shouldn't everyone be free to work? It's a no-brainer. Everyone should be free to work. But unfortunately, as I began to study and research supply chains, that is, how products end up on our shelves, I discovered that that's not a foregone conclusion. Again, let me take a step back. Who here is in favor of slavery? So it shouldn't just be a no-brainer that a company would say, we will not be party to this. We will be free to work. We will ensure that in our operation, we will be free to work. We will pledge that wherever we outsource our production or our work, we will make sure that they are monitored and are free to work. No matter where we get our resources, we just won't look for the lowest price of pig iron. We will ensure that they are not forcing people into involuntary servitude. That's a free-to-work company. So free-to-work came out of a way to invite companies to the best of what they could be and also take advantage of being a pioneer and a reputation leader in being free to work. And so today, Procter & Gamble is a free-to-work company. They have made the pledge of using no forced labor. That's a big consumer company in America today. Procter & Gamble. Manpower, the largest private employer in the world outside of the government, so private employer, free to work. The 5 people who run the company who made my website, free to work. Now you say, who cares? I care because the more you create the sensitivity and momentum and awareness and reputation of what it means to be free to work, it really matters.